In a galaxy ruled by an unstoppable, fearsome empire, where entire civilizations were crushed beneath the iron fist of the Narian conquerors, one species refused to bow down. They were small, seemingly insignificant, and underestimated by their foes. But humanity's defiance sparked a revolution that would shatter the very foundation of the Narian Empire. This is the story of how humans, with nothing but sheer will and unyielding spirit, turned the tide of war and became the galaxy's greatest hope. For centuries, the galaxy lived under the oppressive control of the Narian Empire, a highly advanced and ruthless species known for their dominance across the stars. The Narians were a reptilian race, technologically far superior to most other civilizations. Their empire was built on a foundation of conquest and annihilation. They swept across entire star systems with overwhelming force, exterminating or enslaving entire civilizations in their path. With massive war fleets and advanced weapons of mass destruction, the Narians crushed planets beneath their unstoppable might. No species, regardless of their strength or will to fight, was able to resist their dominance. The sheer scale of the Narian Empire's power caused fear to ripple throughout the galaxy. From the distant, barely inhabited outer reaches of space to the heart of the Milky Way, there was nowhere that could escape their iron grip. The Narians were known for their complete disregard for life, as they exterminated entire species and obliterated civilizations without hesitation. Their fleets were described as impenetrable, their weapons capable of devastating entire worlds with the press of a button. With each new conquest, the Narians grew stronger, further cementing their reputation as an unstoppable force. Over time, the galaxy came to accept the Narian reign as an unavoidable reality. The Narians were so dominant that resistance seemed futile. Even the most powerful galactic civilizations, who had once stood proud, were either wiped out or brought to their knees by the relentless Narian military might. The once diverse and thriving galaxies now lay under the shadow of a terrifying new order where defiance was seen as not only dangerous but ultimately futile. The Narians' rise to power was not only feared, but was also the subject of whispered legends, as the galaxy trembled under their suffocating control. No one dared challenge them, and for millennia, it seemed as though nothing could stand in their way. The Narian Empire, having crushed so many civilizations, was unprepared for the emergence of a new threat from a seemingly insignificant species: humanity. The humans, though technologically primitive by galactic standards, refused to bow to the Narians' overwhelming might. Initially, the Narians saw humanity as nothing more than an interesting curiosity, a race that lacked the technological prowess and military strength to challenge their empire. The first encounters between the Narians and humans were easily won by the Narians. Human fleets were outdated, their ships slow and rudimentary compared to the advanced war machines of the Narian Empire. The humans were ill-prepared for interstellar war and, after some early skirmishes, were forced to retreat to their homeworld Earth. At first glance, Earth seemed like just another backwater planet that would fall to the Narian war machine with little effort. The Narians, who had conquered countless worlds before, expected Earth to be no different. They believed that humanity would quickly submit to their overwhelming technological superiority. However, what the Narians failed to account for was the unwavering spirit of humanity. Despite their lack of advanced technology and military resources, humans exhibited a fierce determination and resilience that caught the Narians off guard. This unyielding resolve, though fractured and primitive compared to galactic standards, would eventually become the catalyst for the Narians' downfall. The Narians did not anticipate that a species, so seemingly weak in comparison, would not only resist but fight back with relentless audacity. Humans, faced with annihilation, found ways to challenge the Narians in ways the conquerors had never expected. Instead of bending to the will of their invaders, the humans began to adapt, showing an unexpected level of creativity and unity. The Narians initially underestimated this resistance, failing to see the full extent of humanity's potential. The once feared Narian Empire, which had crushed the most powerful civilizations across the galaxy, now faced an enemy whose strength was not in advanced technology, but in their courage, innovation, and a deep-rooted will to protect their homeworld. This human defiance marked the beginning of a new chapter in the galactic struggle, one where the Narians would soon realize that they had underestimated the most dangerous quality of all. As the Narian Empire's overwhelming force descended upon Earth, the humans, though seemingly outmatched, responded in ways that defied all expectations. While the Narians unleashed their devastating weaponry from their warships above, the humans, lacking advanced technology and space fleets, fought back from the ground with remarkable ingenuity and unity. Their resistance was not one of brute strength, but rather one of resourcefulness, where every scrap of technology and every person willing to fight played a pivotal role. The Narians had expected a swift subjugation, but what they faced instead was an army of civilians, soldiers, and scientists, all determined to protect their planet at any cost. The human forces relied on the limited technology at their disposal, using makeshift weapons and salvaged military equipment from their broken cities. Despite not having the firepower to compete with Narian fleets directly, the humans used their knowledge of the terrain and their creativity to carry out guerrilla tactics. They launched surprise attacks, sabotaged enemy supplies, and employed their fighters and tanks in innovative ways that made the Narians' usual tactics ineffective. The human resistance was truly remarkable in its ability to improvise. While the Narians relied on massive, technologically superior warships that could devastate entire cities, the humans utilized their resourcefulness, turning the remnants of their own destroyed cities into weapons. They didn't just fight back, they fought with everything they had. Each victory, no matter how small, was a testament to human determination. This defiance proved to be a slap in the face to the Narians, who had not anticipated such resilience from a species they considered primitive. They quickly learned that while the humans lacked advanced weapons, their resolve and unity were far more potent than the Narian Empire had bargained for. The more the Narians encountered the humans' resistance, the more they were forced to reconsider their initial assessment of humanity. What the Narians saw as a simple, technologically inferior species turned out to be a unified force, willing to adapt, fight, and sacrifice in ways the invaders had never encountered before. As the conflict raged on, the humans' ability to overcome their technological disadvantage through sheer unity and innovation became a key element of their strategy. The Narians, used to crushing civilizations through sheer power, had never faced an enemy whose strength lay in creativity, spirit, and resilience. This shift in dynamics marked a turning point in the war. Human ingenuity was now the greatest weapon Earth had to offer. One of the pivotal turning points in the human resistance against the Narian Empire was the creation of a biological weapon unlike any the Narians had encountered before. A small, secretive team of human scientists, working in the shadows of their devastated cities, developed a virus designed specifically to target the Narian biology. This weapon was not just a physical threat. It was a biological weapon that could cripple the very foundation of the Narian Empire's might. The Narians, advanced as they were in technology, had never anticipated that humans, with their relatively primitive resources, could develop such a sophisticated and devastating weapon. The virus was engineered to infiltrate the Narian immune system, rendering their advanced technology completely ineffective. The Narians relied heavily on their superior technology and biotechnology to maintain their dominance, and the virus disrupted this foundation. It spread quickly within their ranks, infecting soldiers and weakening their war machines. The humans, with their intimate understanding of biology and their desperate need for an advantage, had struck at the heart of what made the Narians nearly invincible: their over-reliance on technology. The virus was not just a biological attack. It was an intelligent strike against the very essence of the Narians' power. It wasn't just about causing casualties. It was about making their technological superiority useless. Within a few weeks, the Narian fleets and armies, once seen as an unstoppable force, were now crippled. Their ships, once feared for their size and firepower, were rendered vulnerable as their systems began to fail due to the effects of the virus. This unexpected blow dealt by the humans fundamentally shifted the balance of power in the war. For the first time, the Narian forces were no longer invincible. The virus became a symbol of human ingenuity and defiance, proving that even in the face of overwhelming odds, the humans could strike where it hurt the most. The impact of the virus went beyond just the immediate battlefield. It sowed confusion and fear within the Narian ranks. The Narians, who had never faced an enemy capable of such a strategic attack, were thrown into disarray. This created an opening for the humans to advance, as the once indomitable Narian war machine faltered. In a short span of time, this biological weapon became a game-changer in the conflict. It not only weakened the Narian forces, but also boosted human morale, as it demonstrated that with enough innovation and determination, the seemingly insurmountable challenges posed by the Narians could be overcome. The virus was a clear message to the Narians. Humanity would not be easily defeated. As the Narian forces began to falter due to the devastating impact of the virus, the human resistance grew bolder and more resourceful. The humans, once thought to be a weak and primitive species by the Narians, had turned the tide of the war through their ingenuity, determination, and unity. One of the key strategies the humans employed in their fight back was scavenging the wreckage of destroyed Narian ships and reverse engineering their technology. This allowed the humans to turn the enemy's own advanced weapons and war machines against them. The Narians had long relied on their superior technology to crush any opposition, but the humans' ability to adapt quickly and make use of their enemy's resources caught the Narians off guard. In the early stages of the conflict, humans had little more than basic, rudimentary weapons to defend themselves. However, with each Narian defeat and the wreckage left behind, the humans gained the opportunity to study and understand the alien technology that had once seemed so overwhelming. This reverse engineering process allowed humans to develop weapons of their own, and with time, they were able to match and eventually surpass the Narians in technological capabilities. The process was not without its challenges. Narian technology was far beyond anything the humans had seen before, and it took incredible effort, intelligence, and collaboration for the human scientists and engineers to decipher the alien tech. However, the humans' remarkable adaptability and their unyielding will to fight for survival gave them the edge. The weapons and tools they created from Narian technology gave them a significant advantage in subsequent battles. The human forces, once considered to be nothing more than a nuisance, now had the power to challenge the might of the Narian Empire directly. The human ships, now equipped with advanced weaponry, were able to take on the Narian warships, turning the tide in the galaxy-wide conflict. This development was crucial in shifting the momentum of the war. As the human resistance grew stronger, the Narians were faced with a new kind of enemy, one that had learned to exploit their technological vulnerabilities and use it against them. The human ability to adapt and incorporate alien technology into their own arsenal demonstrated a level of resilience and ingenuity that the Narians had never anticipated. It marked a significant evolution in the conflict, as the humans, once seen as weak and primitive, now stood as equals to their would-be conquerors. With each victory, the humans gained more confidence, while the Narians, weakened by their inability to keep up with the human ingenuity, began to lose their once unshakable grip on the galaxy. The shift in power was not only strategic, but also psychological. The humans had proved to themselves and the rest of the galaxy that they could overcome any challenge, no matter how daunting. They had taken the Narians' most feared weapon, their technological superiority, and turned it into a tool for their own survival. This symbolic victory was as important as the physical one. It showed that humans were no longer to be underestimated, and that their resolve and resourcefulness could match, and even surpass, the most advanced civilizations in the galaxy. As the Narian forces beginning to weaken due to the devastating realizing their human-developed virus and deployed their most growing devastating over Narian technology, an ancient, the balance of power in the galaxy capable of wiping out entire star systems. The Narians, This
Once
weapon
an
was a
unstoppable
last-ditch
empire
effort to
that
preserve
ruled
what
with
little control the
efficiency,
Narians had left, began to lose
a
their
final,
grip on the
desperate
vast
attempt
territories
to
they had
erase the
conquered.
humans,
The human
and
resistance,
secure their empire
emboldened by
survival.
their successes,
It was their
and their
ace in the
newfound
hole,
technological
a weapon so
edge,
powerful
began
that
to
its
systematically
mere existence had been kept a
dismantle
secret from the
Narian
galaxy
Empire
for millennia.
one by one. However,
The Narian
colonies
humans had
that once
anticipated
served
this
as the
move.
backbone of
Having
their
gained
empire
access to
fell into the
Narian
hands of the
technology,
human-led
the
resistance.
human resistance had
These
gathered
colonies,
intelligence about
which
the
had been
weapon's
used to subjugate
existence
and
and its
oppress
potential
countless
destructive
species.
powers.
A
Now
team
found
of elite
themselves
human
at the
operatives
mercy of the
working in
humans'
secret
relentless advance.
infiltrated the Narian
What had once
command
been
center
considered the
on
Narian
Vithis
Empire's
and made their way to the
unshakable
weapons
foundation
control system
was
in
now
a
crumbling
thrilling under
sequence
the weight
events.
of human ingenuity.
They managed to
and
shut down the
resolve.
weapon.
The humans
just
had
moments
adopted a
before it could
strategy of
unleash
guerrilla
its
warfare
devastating
and
force
tactical
on the
strikes
galaxy.
that disrupted
This
Narian
act of
control
heroism
over these
and
colonies.
strategic brilliance
Rather than facing the
effectively
full
sealed the
brunt
fate
of the Narian
military
Empire,
the human
the
forces
Narians,
targeted key
once
infrastructure,
so proud of their
sabotaged
technological
supply lines,
advancements
and attacked
military
military
bases,
were now
strategies
broken.
that undermined
With
the
their
Narian
last hope
forces'
destroyed,
ability to
and their
maintain
capital
control
under
over their
siege,
territories.
the Narian
The
leadership
Narian
had
warships,
no choice but
once
to surrender.
considered indestructible,
The humans, with their
were now
unwavering
vulnerable
resolve
to human
and
counterattacks.
unyielding spirit,
The once
had
feared
proven that
Narian
no
fleets,
empire,
which had dominated
no
space
matter
for
how
centuries,
powerful,
were
could
now
stand
at
against
risk of
the
being
force of
destroyed by
human
the very
determination.
species they
This
had
final
once
confrontation
deemed
at the Narian
insignificant.
capital
As the
was
colonies
not just
fell,
a military
so
victory.
did the myth of
It was
the
a symbolic
Narian
moment that
Empire's
marked the
invincibility.
complete collapse
The
of
once
Narian
mighty
Empire.
Narian military,
It was a
with
testament
its vast
to human
armadas
resilience
and superior
and
technology,
ingenuity,
found
proving
itself
that even
unable
against
to stop the
insurmountable
human
odds,
advance.
the
With
human
each
spirit
colony
could
lost,
prevail. The Narians were
Narians,
forced to
once
retreat
the galaxy's
further,
most
and their
feared
once
conquerors,
glorious empire
had been defeated,
began to fracture.
not by
The
superior
human
force,
forces, now
but by the
well-equipped and
willpower,
increasingly
unity,
confident,
and
pressed their
audacity of the
advantage.
humans.
And the Narians
This
had
victory
no
would
choice
echo
but to
throughout the
watch as
galaxy,
their empire
a
dissolved
reminder
into
that when
chaos.
humanity says
This
enough,
collapse was not
the
merely
universe
military.
listens.
With
It
the
was
destruction of their
psychological as well.
ultimate weapon
For
and the
centuries,
collapse of
the
their
Narian
leadership,
Empire had
been
been
a
a
symbol
symbol
of
of
fear
once
and
the
dominance.
epitome of
A
galactic
force
fear
so
and
powerful
dominance
that
was
no one
finally
dared
brought
to
to
challenge
its
it.
knees.
The fall
This
of their
event
colonies
marked
was a
the
powerful
definitive
symbol
end
that
of
the
an
era
era
of
of
terror
who had once
that had
terrorized
plagued the galaxy
countless
for
civilizations. The
were no
Narians,
longer the
who had once
supreme
swept
rulers of
across
the
star
galaxy.
systems with
The humans'
unchallenged
victories over the
power,
Narians
were
were
now
not just
rendered
about
impotent.
defeating their fleets
vast
or
empires
armies.
shattered.
They were
and its
about
former
breaking
glory,
the psychological
nothing more
hold the
than a
Narian
haunting
Empire
memory.
had maintained
In a
for so
final
long.
act of capitulation,
As more colonies
the
fell,
Narians were
the
forced
galaxy
to surrender,
began to see the Narians
unable to halt
not
the
as an
tide of human
unstoppable
resistance
force
that had
but as a
relentlessly
defeated
advanced
and
toward their
vulnerable
heart.
power. The human
collapse
victory
of the
was
Narian
swift,
Empire also
decisive,
had ripple
and
effects
overwhelming.
across the galaxy.
The galaxy,
Many species
which had
that
known
had
only
lived
the
under
cold
Narian
oppression
rule,
of Narian
some of
rule,
whom had been
was
oppressed
now
for
free,
millennia,
began
began
to rally behind
This was
the
not
human
merely
resistance.
a military
The
triumph,
idea that a
but a
species
monumental
previously
turning
viewed
point
as
in the
primitive
history
could
of the
overthrow
galaxy.
one of the most
It represented the
powerful
moment
empires in the
when the
galaxy,
Narians,
inspired
who had
hope
underestimated
and
the
unity
strength
among those
and
who had
resolve of
suffered under
humanity,
Narian domination,
realized that their
the tide of
reign
rebellion
was over.
spread.
The once
and the
feared
Narians
empire
found
that
themselves
had crushed
not only
countless
fighting a war
civilizations
on
under its
multiple
boot had
fronts,
been brought
but
down
also
not by an
losing the
external
moral
force,
and
but by the
psychological
ingenuity,
war.
the once
Unity
feared
and
Narian
determination
Empire,
of a species
which had
that had
spread
once
terror
been considered
throughout the
primitive
galaxy,
by galactic
was
standards.
now a shadow
This
of
was a
its former
victory
self,
achieved not
facing
through
certain
superior
collapse.
firepower or
The fall of the
technology,
Narian colonies
but through
marked
human
a
resolve,
significant turning
creativity
point in the war,
and the ability
what had
to
been
adapt
thought
to
an
be an
enemy that had
impossible
seemed
victory
invincible.
for the humans was
As the dust
quickly
of the final
becoming
battle
reality.
settled,
And the galaxy
Narians,
began to
trapped
heal.
in a losing
The story
battle
of
with
humanity's
no way
rise
to
to
reverse
power
their fortunes
spread
throughout
were now
the cosmos.
racing against time.
The tale
to
of their
preserve what
resistance
little
against
of their
the
empire
Narians
remained.
became a legend.
But it was clear that
A
the
story
humans had
told
already won the
and
war,
retold
and the
across the
Narian
stars.
Empire's reign
The
of terror
message
was coming
humanity
to a
sent
definitive
out
end.
was simple.
The Narian
Yet it
Empire,
resonated throughout
once
the
a
galaxy
galactic powerhouse,
with profound
was now
significance.
crumbling.
Enough.
As human forces
This word,
continued to reclaim
uttered by
lost
humanity in
territories
defiance
and
of the
cripple the
Narian
Narian
Empire,
war machine,
became a
the
symbol
final
of
battle
hope
loomed
and
large.
rebellion.
It was a
ultimate
declaration that
confrontation
no
would
matter
determine
how
the
dark the
fate
night
of the galaxy,
the light of human
this
will
decisive
burn
battle
through
would take
even
place
the
at the
deepest
Narian
shadows.
capital.
The fall of the
Vithis,
Narian
a
Empire
city
also
planet
had a
built
lasting
lasting impact on the galactic community. Vethys was not just the political heart of the unquestioned rulers of the galaxy. It was the symbol of their dominance. Became a cautionary. It was here at the very core of the empire, at the hands of a species that the Narian leadership hoped to make a last stand. By many was a stark reminder that by the time this final battle, no matter how vast, the Narian Empire in the face had already been reduced to a disorganized, paranoid shell, the galaxy, which had once trembled at the mere mention of the Narian name, grasping at straws straws
now
to hold
saw
together the
the
remnants of their once proud empire.
No longer was the
They had sent
Narian
out
Empire
desperate calls
seen
for
as an
reinforcements to their
unstoppable
distant
force.
allies across
It was now
the
a
galaxy.
symbol of how
But the
even
humans had
most
already
powerful
gained
of
the
empires
empires
could fall.
and it was too
The
late.
legacy of the
human
Narians
fleet
was reduced to
now
nothing
equipped
more
with
than a
scavenged
reminder
Narian technology
that no one
and
is
weapons of their
invincible.
own.
Humanity,
was ready for the final
on the other
assault.
hand,
The
the battle for
forged a new
Vethys was the
reputation.
largest the galaxy
No longer were they
had
the
ever seen.
underdogs.
The human
no
fleet,
longer the
sleek
insignificant
and
species
powerful,
on the fringes
fought
of the
against
galaxy.
the Narian Leviathans.
The story of their
massive
triumph
warships
was a
that
testament to their
resembled living
resilience
fortresses.
and ingenuity.
These Narian
the human
ships
legacy
had
was
once
not
been
just
the
one of
epitome
victory
of
and
military
war,
might,
but of the power
imposing
of defiance.
and nearly
The
invulnerable.
Narian Empire
But the
had learned
humans,
this lesson
now
the hard
well
way.
versed in the
And their
tactics
once
required
mighty
to defeat
fleets
them,
and weapons were
now
not
relics
intimidated.
of a bygone
Armed
era,
with reverse engineered
vulnerable to the
Narian
very
technology
species they had
and
guided
once
by a
sought to
fierce
destroy.
determination.
In the years
the
that
human
followed,
forces launched an
the galaxy
all-out
began to
assault on the Narian
change.
stronghold.
Freed from
The
the
battle
oppression of the
raged
Narians,
on for hours.
many worlds
with
began to
explosions
rebuild
lighting up the
and
dark
re-establish
expanse of
themselves.
space. There was a
Each
new
clash
sense
between
of hope
human
that spread
and Narian
across the
warships
galaxy,
sent shockwaves
fueled by the
rippling
belief that
through the
no
galaxy.
matter the challenge,
The once
no matter
unstoppable
the
Narian
odds,
warships were
resistance
now
and
on
the
perseverance,
struggling
lead
to
to
match
victory.
the agility,
Humanity's
strategy,
role in this
and
new
firepower
era
of the human
was
fleet.
undeniable.
The humans had
They
learned
had
how
not
to
only
outmaneuver
stopped
their
the
larger,
Narian terror,
more
but
powerful
had also
enemies.
sparked a new
And with
movement
each
in the
victory,
galaxy.
their
A
resolve
movement that
grew
would be
stronger.
defined by
The
cooperation,
Narians, in contrast,
resilience,
found
and a
themselves
refusal to
fighting for
submit to
survival.
tyranny.
Unable
the
to
Narian
adapt
Empire,
quickly enough,
if
to
ever
the rapidly
rapidly
changing
changing
situation,
was remembered
the
only
scale
for
of the
its
conflict
downfall,
was
a
unimaginable.
cautionary tale
Whole
about the
fleets of ships
consequences
collided
of
in a series of
underestimating
complex
humanity.
maneuvers.
The Narians had
with
learned
each side
that when humans
desperately
say
trying
enough,
to gain the upper
the
hand.
universe listens.
The humans,
This
however,
lesson
had one
echoed
crucial
through the
advantage.
cosmos.
Unity
A reminder to
and
all that the strength of
resourcefulness.
humanity,
The Narians,
lay not
despite
in
their
their
superior numbers and
technology,
firepower,
but in their unwavering
lacked the
determination
and
to protect their
creativity
future.
that the human
The
resistance
legacy of this
demonstrated
struggle
in
would
battle.
endure.
As human
Ensuring
ships
that the
pierced
galaxy
through
would
Narian
never again
defenses,
be ruled by
the
fear,
Narians began to
and
realize
that humanity
their
would forever
once
be
unassailable
remembered
empire
not as a
was
defeated
no
species,
longer capable of
but as
holding
one
its
that
ground.
triumphed
The
over
humans'
the darkest
victories
forces
marked
of
a
the
slow,
universe.
painful march toward the heart of the Narian Empire.